Hey, what's up? I'm Zach, and this is another segment of Church-isms. This week, I want to talk about a phrase that Jesus coined himself. The phrase is born again. Now, this phrase comes from John 3, verses 1 through 21. It's often used in the same way as the word saved, which we talked about last week. So this week will be kind of short and very brief. But in John, Nicodemus, a Pharisee, comes to Jesus at night to ask him questions in secret. This is important because Pharisees were actually very hostile towards Jesus. But Nicodemus seems to be drawn to Jesus in a way that suggests that he's starting to believe what Jesus is saying, but he still has some questions. And they have this conversation. As Jesus talked with Nicodemus, he said, "I tell you the truth, no one can see the kingdom of God unless he is born again." "How can a man be born again when he is old?" Nicodemus asked. "Surely he cannot enter a second time into his mother's womb to be born." Jesus answered, "I tell you the truth, no one can enter the kingdom of God unless he is born of water and the Spirit. Flesh gives birth to flesh, but the Spirit gives birth to spirit. You should not be surprised at my saying, you must be born again." And simply put, what Jesus is saying, that we as humans are born with a fatal flaw in our being that keeps us from being part of the kingdom of God. And to be a part of the kingdom of God, we have to be reborn. We have to be born again. And this isn't a physical birth, but it's a spiritual birth. And it strictly comes from God. It comes from above. We can't do anything about it. And for us to be born again, we have to let God's grace overwhelm us and come on us and change us in a way that only He can touch and change. Only God can do this. Only God can touch this level of our lives. And to be born again is to be redeemed and transformed by grace in such a way that it redefines our very existence and our life. So it's very much like being born again, literally. God's grace washes over you. God's grace changes you. And the end result of that is that you are a different person. And normally, for you to be a different person, you would have to be born again, metaphorically and symbolically speaking. But Jesus comes and he does this thing for us that connects us with the kingdom of God. I know this is short and brief, but if you want more information about this, look at last week's video. And if you have questions and want more depth, then please feel free to ask me questions by messaging me or by asking questions in the comments, and hopefully I can help you out. Thanks for watching. Like and share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube if you don't want to miss any other videos. Thanks, God bless, and see you later.